Welcome everyone, today we're having the Genshin Pack News Digest. In this video, we're looking into the details of the player housing, including the official information from the posts, from the official interviews, and also in-game hits of player housing. After that, we're looking into the community speculations from both the Chinese and also the English forums, and also what can be the futures with the player housing. We'll look into those in details, including some of the special benefits, meeting different characters in the world, and also special economy system, special farm system for the player housing. After that, we'll also have a look at a number of new characters that will be coming after patch 12.3. Those include Ayaka, Rosaria, and a lot of other characters. We can see at least over 6 new characters over here. We'll have a look at some of the different posts about those characters from the closed beta Datamined files, and also we'll have a look at the image shared by Lumi over here about upcoming Inazuma character. We'll also be having a look at some of the wonderful community recommendations of rotating artifact sets between domains, so we don't get 50-50 of different sets. We can get one particular set every day, and this can be really nice. We'll talk about this. We're also looking into some of the fun community clips about are we the bad guys compared to the Hilichors, and also a very interesting image over here about Hu Tao, so we'll go through those as well. Now lately, I have received quite a few of the messages from our viewers about player housing, and they also want me to look into the skins and also new characters. So what I did over here is I have collected a number of informations, including an official post from MiHoYo to the Traveler, and also an interview of the MiHoYo CEO about player housing and also new character skin, which will be coming very soon. And over here we can see some of the in-game images about player housing, about characters speaking about building a new house. We also see a lot of the community thoughts about player housing and how that is going to work. So there's a lot of research, a lot of information we'll go through over here. So coming over to the player housing summary, we have a few parts. Firstly, we'll look at the official information and also the in-game hits about the player housing. After that, we'll look into the speculations and also the potential usage of the player housing feature. So coming over to the official post, this one was made in April 12th, around 2020, and this is our official post to the travelers. This is when the game is still in beta, and if we keep going down over here, what we're going to see is, over here it talks about they are working on a new feature called Homeland system, which will be very similar to a player housing. So this is a start. This is why the community believe there will be a player housing, because during beta they have been working on a number of things, and some of those did come true, like the reputation system. Others are still working on it, and one of the biggest things we're looking for is the Homeland system. Now coming over to this video by Genshin over here. Over here he shared a career interview with the Chinese MiHoYo CEO, which is Mr. Wei. Now if you guys didn't know Mr. Wei, he is the spokesperson, he is the CEO and also a shareholder of MiHoYo. He is currently one of the most popular characters in all MiHoYo games, and over here you can see the live stream of the Chinese live stream about him talking about the live stream. So people really like him, and he's very popular among the Chinese community. So coming over to this interview over here. Now Genshin, our original content creator over here, did make this particular interview into 2 times speed. So I turned this back into 0.5 times speed, and he will be speaking Chinese. So it is going to be a little harder to understand. I know not all of us speak Chinese, but if you do want to listen to over here, he talked about the features of the gaming for MiHoYo, and this is right before the release of the game. So this is around September or a little before September, and he talked about that there will be a player housing and also character skins that will be coming into the game, so he can confirm that. And by summarizing over here, what we can see with the official information is that the Homeland system is a feature under development. And also from the interview, the shareholder, he is also the unusual Hilichor. The Hilichors are made after him. That's how popular he is with Mr. Wei. He talked about the player housing and also the skins for the characters that will be coming into the game. So this is more of the official confirmation of those that will be coming to the game. Now on top of the official information, there's also a lot of hints in the game as well. Now I'm sure most of us remember the portal building with Mondstadt. Initially we thought that was a player housing, but it turns out it was a building for Mona. And also there's quite a few of the dialogues between the NPCs about building a house for the traveler. So if we come over to this post from Imizi over here about the possible future with the player housing. So once he was speaking to Master Lu, you can see him talking about the possibility of building a house for the traveler, and you can see a few of the dialogues over here. And basically he said he will come back and take us on with the player housing. And now of course this might not be hitting the player housing, this may be something else. But in the game there's a lot of hints. So if we also come into the game, now in the game there's also some hints about the possible player housing. So if we come over to this location in Lorraine Harbor, what you're going to see is you can see a small house over here. And because of the borders, we cannot get to the house. I could try, but what's going to happen is Paimon is going to push me back. Currently, Traveler has not been able to get to the house. We're not sure what is the house for. Some are speculating this may be for the player housing, but we couldn't get to the house at the moment. So there are a lot of hints in the game about the player housing. Some of the forums seems to be suggesting that with the new patch 1.2 reputation system, there may be an upgrade of this system. They may be expanding this system over the reputation and turn above, and this might allow players or the traveler to purchase or own a house with a piece of land with each of the cities. Now this is a speculation at the moment, because they're using an existing feature, they're saying this might have a special reward. I do remember one of my viewers told me about there may be a house for Shinchu with Inazuma, and if there's a house for Shinchu in Inazuma, maybe there's a house for the traveler as well. So let me know what you guys think about those hints about player housing. Now coming to our next part about the community speculation on the dates for player housing. We can see that the earliest from the community speculation is going to be patch 1.5 with the chasm and also with the danger elements and also the characters. So if you haven't seen our roadmap, we talk about how the chasm will be coming with patch 1.5, and this may be a new feature with patch 1.5 with player housing. The second timing for the player housing will be before patch 2.0. And this is quite popular with the Chinese community. A lot of people are saying player housing will come before Inazuma, and there seems to be a lot of support in the Chinese community about housing coming before Inazuma. And finally, the community do believe that the latest time for housing will be around patch 2.0 with Inazuma, which is after patch 1.6. Now in the previous video about the roadmap for the dates of the upcoming events, we speculated that the date for Inazuma will be around July 21st. And this is likely going to have new characters like Ayaka, the Electro Archon, and also new features. There will definitely be new features with the new city. So housing is definitely possible to be one of those. Now coming over to the speculations on what can the player housing do. So this is a collection of summaries from both Chinese and also English community. We have the decoration for the housing, the plants, the farms, the pets, and also the slime garden. If you guys remember the web event, the slime garden can be a very nice feature. We can be collecting resources from the wild, building with a homeland or the player housing with different layout. Now some also suggested that there can be an economy system with inviting different NPCs, farming, taxation, which can earn more mora, and also inviting NPCs like blacksmith and also shops into the player housing. Because it is called a homeland system, we may be able to build a small town or the city. So this is quite interesting. And it is also speculated that maybe there can be side quests to invite or earn NPC's favor. So NPC over here, small typo. And maybe we can invite them after getting friendly with NPCs. So for example, if you know the childish Jen, who have a really deep and sad story, we may be able to invite him to join us. Or maybe Timmy. So there's some speculations saying that we may be able to invite characters to the player housing. And this also follows to the next part. To have characters we own, some of the 4 stars, some of the 5 stars, or some of the characters we have met in the story to appear in the player housing location. Now this is a very desirable feature by the community, and we've been asking some of the feedbacks to see if we can have this feature, because this is a lot more interaction in the open world. And this can be really nice if they also have mini quests and also games with the characters, like small games with Klee or running around with the Luke, or maybe doing stuff with the characters we have or the characters we met can be really good. And finally, the community also talk about having special benefits with the housing system. For example, having a slight wish rate increase can be really good. This doesn't have to be high, but this can be really nice boost. Also, having a target bunny to test our damage, having a training room with different elemental spells can be really good as well. We can pick different monsters to train against them with different characters. And also, some of the community members talk about building our own dungeon with monsters we can catch in the wild. And after catching those, we can invite a friend to have them to fight the dungeons on the monsters we have. And this can be quite interesting. It's not PvP, it's like a PvE, but in terms of PvP, which can be very good in interactions. Now there is a lot more of the player housing features and also speculations, but I decided to highlight the most reasonable and the most realistic ones. So we can see the dates over here, the possible 3 different dates, and also the possible features. Let me know what you guys think about the player housing. I will be on the lookout when there's more official information on the confirmed dates for this feature. It is very likely this feature will be coming, because this was also mentioned with the reputation system, which did come with patch 1.2. So patch 1.2 with the reputation, maybe patch 1.4, patch 1.5 with player housing. That is very possible. Let me know what you guys think about the player housing, and how do you like this feature? Which of the features do you like that we talk about, and do you have any recommendations for new features for this one? Now, if you haven't subscribed, this is a really good time to do so. Make sure you also turn the bell on for the latest news, as I find more of them for us. You can see that we're really dedicated for Genshin Impact. We'll have builds, guides, tips, news, and events updates for everything that's Genshin Impact related. Now, while I was searching for the player housing information, I also came across a few of the older posts about the Datamined characters. So over here in this image, which we won't be able to see on stream, but once you see this particular post, it shows 8 different characters, including Hu Tao, including Yaoyao, including Rosaria. So there's 8 characters over here. Now, if we don't look at Hu Tao, if we look at the other characters, there are still 6 new characters that will be coming into the game. And what I did over here is, this is one of the previous Chinese information about upcoming events, and we did make a video about this one. Now, this particular video predicted 99% of the things that was coming. It predicted the Kachin banner, it predicted the Staff of Homer together with Wolf's Gravestone, which is the latest banner, and it predicted almost everything correctly. So this one has almost perfect credibility. And to summarize what is written over here in Chinese, let's come over to the summaries over here. The translation over here says, after patch 1.4, there are a number of characters which are work in process. Those characters are ranked over here in 3 categories: the fully and almost complete characters, the work in progress, and also the little progress characters. We can see that Ayaka, Rosaria, and also the Electro Traveler is almost complete, or maybe already completed. We can see Fei Yan, Kazura, and also Kate is work in progress. So if you come back to this particular image over here, you can see those characters. And also there's a codename for Granny Ronix, which they're saying this may be a codename for different character. And also Aquila, Kevin, and Tomiya, and Yomiya. So there's a lot of characters that will be coming into the game. And currently those are the information of the work in progress characters. Now, if you do want more information on the new characters, I did find this post as well, found Lumi over here about the Inazuma character. This is Mimi, and feel free to have a look at this particular post. She looks very similar to Lumi actually, the Traveler Lumi, and she looks very cute. So Lumi over here said this may be an Inazuma character, Mimi, and we're not sure if she's a 4-star or 5-star. We can see that her outfit is quite related to Ayaka and also the special Inazuma theme. Now, if you guys are also interested on if there are new characters to come in the future as well, I do recommend coming over here and have a look at this official video from MiHoYo. This one is a small teaser about different characters that's coming into the game. You can see Ayaka, you can see Sayo, you can see a few of the characters. And let's go through this one together with a short clip. So after the ring, we can see Inazuma and more characters come as well.
Of the immortal Shogun, the Bakufu
Inazuma.
Eternal. But what do mortals see?
We're going to see Ayaka over here.
Chased after by their god. The god of wisdom's enemy is wisdom itself, and the oasis.
And this is another character that will be coming to the game with Sumeru as well.
In the city of scholars, there
I
is
believe this is Sayo, who is a lens character on the desert too. And if we look at his vision, he seems to be a Pyle character with a lens, which probably not going to be very soon with Hu Tao. So, as we keep going,
spectacle of the courtroom, seeking to judge all other gods.
A thought team. So
But
this
even
one's
she
interesting.
knows not to make an enemy of the divine.
So as you can see, those are the twins, and it is likely those 2 characters will be coming out together. And people are speculating you'll be able to play and switch between the 2 characters as if they're one character. So this could be interesting.
The
And
rules of war
finally,
are woven in the womb. The victors shall burn bright, while the losers must turn
so
to
this is
ash.
Netland.
When the god of war
The Fire
shares
Nation
this
seems.
secret with the traveler, it is because she has her reasons.
And I believe this one is SM. So I did have a look at those characters. You can see Sayo over here as the lens character, and you can read up a little bit if you guys are interested. And this is also he was also presented in the Genshin Impact official manga on chapter 12 as well. And you can see Ansem over here as well with the particular preview. So there are a lot of characters that's coming, and depending on the progression of the game, we will see more characters than those we see in the 3D models. But it seems that currently we don't have enough information of those characters. So if we come over to these videos, you can see a few of the preview of different characters, which can be very nice for the futures to come. Now coming over to this post by SETI3. So one of the viewers sent me this recommendation. He said this is a really good suggestion, and let's have a look at this one. The recommendation is saying that let's say if you're going for the artifact dungeon, there's always 2 artifacts in each of the dungeons. And this can be really annoying. You don't want the artifacts you don't need, you only want the ones you want. We don't want Madden's Beloved, we want the Datamined instead. So wouldn't it be nice if we can rotate those between different days? So Wednesday you get a particular set of artifacts, and also on Tuesday you get another set of artifacts. And this also allows us to choose on Sundays. This is a really good recommendation. Because to be honest guys, we don't have enough resin in the game. And if we're spending resins, we don't want to have too much randomness. It's already hard enough to get the min stats and also the sap stats for artifacts. And also, you have to get the correct pieces, which can be very difficult. So this is a wonderful recommendation. Let me know what you guys think about this one, because as a friend said over here, the artifact farming is brutal. You can spend over 1000 resin and get nothing out of this. And this is a really good recommendation. So let me know what you guys thinking about this feature, and we can include this one on the new survey to come. Now coming over to some of the fun posts shared by the community. Over here, Raja Senpai said, "Are we the baddies?" So if you guys know, in one of the treasure hunting side quests from the latest 1.3 event, we do come over here for one of the hidden chests. And as you travel over here, what you're gonna notice is this is a small man cave or hilichurl cave, and it's a hideout for the hilichurl. You can see over here, he's been drying fruits over here, he's cooking, he's eating his veggies, he's just reading. The guy's just chilling. And what we did was, we came over here, we killed him, we looted his food, and we took his chest. It did make me think about it. Notice that he's not even fighting, he's looking away from us. And this may be hinting something about the story. This hilichurl is pretty peaceful. I mean, you know, one of the comments did say, you know, why did he attack us? The other comments like, oh dude, you came into his home and started looting his items. Of course he attacks you, right? So this unfortunate hilichurl was quite peaceful. Before he noticed the traveler, he was very peaceful. And I'm not sure if you guys noticed, if you climb up over here, you can even see in the windows he's drawing some of the meats. So this hilichurl is quite peaceful, and this really got me thinking, are we the bad guys compared to the hilichurls? And they're, you know, they're quite harmless by the looks of it. So let me know what you guys think about this one. Now usually we save the best to last, and over here we have our post from Mattjestic. And the particular title is when you have collected everything for walnut. Now walnut is the Chinese name for Hu-Tao, which also translates into walnut. And over here, you know what I'm saying. I'm sure most of you, or you know, some of you have seen the movie with, you know, the Infinity Wars, and you get to see he's got the omelet, and you get to see the artifacts, the essential materials, and also the red gems over here. You get to see the talent books, the slimes, or the, you know, the flowers she needs. He's wearing a little hat, and you get to see the staff of Homer behind him, which is quite interesting. So, you know, kudos to a friend for making this interesting Hu-Tao image, which looks lovely. Now, on the topic of preparing for Hu-Tao, so just as I was recording this video, something new came up. And what came up is the particular Genshin Impact Twitter actually posted more details of the new weapons in the new weapons banner. And the details wasn't showed over here on the event. So in the event, you can see the rate up items, but you don't get to see the stats over here. And I don't see this one over here as well. So I thought I'd share this one with you guys. In case you're wondering the stats of Homer, you can see at level 90, you get 66.2% critical rate and also 608% attack damage. The special effect of the weapon will increase HP and also increase our damage depending on the maximum HP. Because we have talked about this weapon before, I did not think we wanted to go into too much details. But if you guys are not sure about the weapon, here we have the official stats. And also the official stats for the Lithic Blade and also the Lithic Spear. Both of those weapons are pretty decent. Their special effect is to increase 7% attack and also 3% critical rate, depending on the number of Lyrian Harbor characters you have on the team. So you can have a bonus of 21% attack and also 12% critical rate, which can be really nice for those 4-star weapons. So if you guys haven't seen those, I'll have this one in the description for you as well. So those new weapon banners and also details are quite nice for Hu Tao, because it's a new 5-star lens, there's a new 4-star lens, and hopefully you guys are prepared for Hu Tao. Can't wait to hear about her information and also her character trailers, her PV and her banner as well. So very excited for this. Now before we finish this video, keep in mind guys, we do have official confirmation of the housing system, but we do not have the confirmation of the dates at the moment. Because we're speculating that this could be similar to the reputation system, so reputation patch 1.2, maybe 1.5, maybe after 1.5, and maybe on 2.0. So those are the speculations. Let me know what you guys think about the speculations on the housing features. What do you think is good with the features? What do you think about having a farm, having different characters, having economy system, or having special benefits, or the training rooms and the training dummies with a housing system? Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, because I'm quite excited for this feature, and this can be really nice. There is a lot of potential. Having a friend fighting with the housing system or the dungeons you have can be really good. Now if you found this video helpful, make sure you subscribe and also turn the little bell on for the latest news. I'll be looking towards to make more builds, guides, tips and news and event updates for us as we come further into the game. And as always, I wish you guys the best of luck with Genshin and have the most fun in exploring this wonderful world.